一気に状況が変わった。さすが𝐜𝐡𝐧𝐬𝐭さんだ。ありがとう、大会で。
Trainers, Dom from the Otaku Room, guys, and we're talking about episode 116. Jesus, 116 episodes. Y'all been with me for 116 episodes? God dang. Oh my god. Anyways, what are you doing? Go follow me on my gaming channel. It's in the description. The Game Looters. I do tons of guides and content for Pokemon Legends EA right now on that channel. So what are you doing? If you're playing the game, go follow me. All right. Episode 116, I got a lot to say about it, but I don't think it's going to be a long video. Here's a couple of the things, and I'm going to start with this, and then I'm going to get into the real episode. When I was watching Pokemon Horizons today, they're at Blueberry Academy, and I love Blueberry Academy. I think the DLC for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is peak. I loved it. I mean, I was playing it all the way up to Legends EA, and I'll probably end up going back to it to continue doing, you know, different shiny hunts and stuff. But right now, obviously, I am completely 100% invested in Pokemon Legends EA, and that's just going to consume my life until I get my shiny decks completed there. But I'll definitely be able to go back to Scarlet and Violet because it has a lot of replayability. Very similar to like Pokemon Sword and Shield, to where I still go back and I do the Dynamax adventures there. Anyways, we're not here to talk about games, we're here to talk about the episode. The reason I talk about the games though is one of the things that this episode made me realize is that I really wish that where we're at now in the anime, I kind of wish that I don't want to say that they should have cut content, but I really wish that we got to where we are a little bit quicker. I think they did really well to introduce Mega Evolution and, you know, right on time for Legends EA, right? They did the Roy and Udato episode and, you know, how they found out Mega Evolutions and meeting Emma and getting Lucario. And I thought that was really well timed with the launch of Legends EA. But then now that we've transitioned back to Blueberry Academy, I really wish that they kind of cut content or speed ran to this point a little quicker. That way, Blueberry Academy still coincided with what you would potentially be doing in the games. I think it's really important for me, you know, and I think for a lot of kids and stuff, you know, too, that, you know, hey, I'm playing the game and I get to watch the anime that kind of like the thing I'm playing is what I'm seeing, right? And I don't think it's a bad thing. You know, I think they're still representing Blueberry Academy very well. I still like seeing, you know, the principal. I still like seeing Lucy and the dragon trainer guy. I forget what his name is. Drayton or something like that. I don't know. But you know, I still love what they're doing with this arc. I just wish that it coincided more to the games a little bit more, right? And because like I said, right now, personally, I'm fully immersed in Legends EA. I imagine a lot of you guys are, and I imagine, you know, as we get closer to Christmas, a lot of kids are going to be really close to Legends EA. And if we're still in the Paldean Scarlet Violet, you know, if we're still in the Paldean region, or we're still at Blueberry Academy, which is, you know, north of Unova or whatever, like if we're still in the Scarlet Violet, you know, hemisphere of content in the anime, I just feel like being in Lumiose or being in Kalos would be more representative of, you know, get you in closer to experiencing what you're playing. I just think that's really important. So I definitely wanted to call that out. Now, when it comes to this episode, the reason I wanted to talk there is I could talk a little bit longer about that. This episode I thought was really boring. I think, you know, we have Udato, who continues to be blushy and very embarrassed when it comes to any girl that exists, right? He was this way with Liko, and now he's this way with Lucy. And he's out there just kind of doing his own thing, you know, discovering different Pokemon like Quillfish and other different Pokemon. And then Roy is being quote unquote trained. He basically was sent on like the stupid hunts that you get sent in the game by one of the Elite Four members, and now they're gonna battle, right? So he got to battle the dragon trainer. He got to battle the dragon Pokemon. We got to see a lot of love for Duraludon, or, you know, Duraludon, or however you want to say it, right? Like we got to see that. We got to see him battle. We got to see him lose, but, you know, it's going to be a good learning for him. Lucy has been trying to battle Udato. We get to see Carmine, who is my favorite, you know, character from the DLC arc, whether it was Teal Mask or Indigo Disc. I love Carmine. She's my favorite character. I know a lot of people like her little brother, but I really love Carmine. She is my favorite. I love her attitude, her facial expressions, everything about her. I just love it. So getting to see her here, I thought was really cool. And then her and Dot are going to be fighting, or, you know, they're going to be Pokemon battling next episode, which I'm pretty excited about, which I think is going to be cool too. But really, this was just an exploration, you know, episode, you know, Dot with her 𝐒𝐴𝐵𝐵, and then kind of setting up next episode. And then we got to see, like I said, we got to see Roy, you know, fighting it out this episode as well too. So, you know, not a whole other lot happened this episode outside of that. And I thought it was a little bit of a boring episode, you know, just kind of a time filler to get us to that next theme. Because it really was just them exploring the different biomes of Blueberry Academy. So, yeah. That's how I feel. I think this episode was like a 6 out of 10. I think it was fine. Totally serviceable episode, you know, totally fine episode of Pokemon. No problem there. I just kind of wish that all those things I expressed, I just wish we were a little closer to what I'm experiencing in Pokemon Legends ZA right now. I think this representing, you know, Scarlet Violet, but me being in Legends ZA, I would just like to see something closer there. Just like, you know, back in the day when we were playing in, you know, when we were watching the anime for the first time, we're in Kanto, we're playing the Kanto games. We're in Alola, we're playing Sun and Moon, right? Even though Alola went way too long. You know, we're in Sword and Shield, then they represented that in Journeys, but Journeys was a whole nother, you know, I think they went a little too crazy there too. So we really haven't been one for a while, but we were for a long time, right? We're playing Black and White, we're in Black and White. We're playing X and Y, we get XY, then we get XYZ. We go to Alola, we're in the Alolan region, right? I think they were really good up to like season 17 or whatever. And then that's when it started the Alola, which went too long, and then they started with Journeys, which kind of was all over the place as well too, during the Sword and Shield era. So I would like to just see more parity between here's where you're playing, here's where we are, especially as Gen 10 is coming next year, and then we're currently in Lumiose and in Kalos right now. So yeah, anyways, that's all I got for you guys. One love. Have a good day, trainers, and happy shiny hunting if you are in Pokemon Legends ZA. Peace out.